One of fan favorite Clone Commandos is SEV. We obviously know him from the Republic Commando game, and he became popular among fans thanks to his dark and morbid humor and also because of how cool he was. Wearing Katarn class armor with red markings, armed with DC-17M primarily as a sniper, he was able to fight side by side with his brothers from Delta Squad. Unfortunately, we know how it ended, sort of. The last time we saw him was in the final mission of the game. Delta Squad was on Kashyyyk, Wookiee homeworld, near the end of the Clone Wars. Their mission was to get intel that verified the Republic invasion, which we later saw in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. This intel was really important for the Republic at this time. SEV didn't make it back with the rest of the group. After they sabotaged a Trandoshan supply line, SEV radioed Delta Squad telling them that he was under attack from multiple hostiles, and then the radio connection was lost.
Boss, I've got a problem here!
SEV, where are you?
Multiple hostiles!
Lost his signal, boss.
Oh, find it again, damn it! Squad, regroup. We're going after SEV.
Negative 3-8. New orders came through from the Jedi generals. Clear the area.
Deltas were shocked and wanted to find SEV, but they were called away from search as the Republic invasion of Kashyyyk had just begun. This left the ending of Republic Commando bittersweet. The game was, for the most part, fun and action-packed, but in the final moments, Delta Squad lost their brother and couldn't do anything about it. It showed the costs of war, and also we saw from Clone's perspective how expendable they still were in the eyes of the Republic. But we didn't see SEV die on screen, right? And as we know in this franchise, if we don't see someone die on screen, there is still a chance. There is still possibility that Separatists or Trandoshans killed SEV, but this is least likely option, and here's why. Karen Travis, the author of Republic Commando novel series, originally intended to explore SEV's fate in future stories. However, LucasArts reportedly advised her not to resolve SEV's story. This directive was likely because they were considering a direct video game sequel to Republic Commando at the time. If a sequel were made, it might have delved into the search for SEV or revealed some of his fate. If you haven't know already, there was a plan for a second Republic Commando game. It would have been titled Imperial Commando, and rest of Delta Squad would have served the Empire, fighting rebels and lightsaber-wielding opponents. Brad Douville, the lead dev on Republic Commando, also revealed that one of the ideas for this sequel was to follow SEV as one of the first soldiers of the rebellion. He would have trained the new army to fight the Empire and later try to convince his brothers in Delta Squad to join him, as they would be on the side of the Empire. As you can all see right now, there were plans for SEV's future. He was definitely not meant to die at the end of Republic Commando game, but this story was never resolved because Imperial Commando game never happened. So now we can only speculate on how SEV survived. Many fans believe that he was captured by Trandoshan slavers and later escaped their imprisonment. SEV was tough, so this is definitely a possibility. Some even speculate that he was captured by separatists and experimented on because of their fascination with his Clone Commando units. They surely saw how effective Delta Squads were. Either way, SEV is still out there somewhere, and it will probably never be officially answered to what exactly happened to him. We just know that he survived, that's for sure. The best chance we had to revisit this story after so many years was in the Bad Batch. I know that this is a canon show and not Legends like the game, but still they showed Return of Scorch, another fan favorite from Republic Commando. This gave fans hope that we could see the rest of Deltas and resolve some questions. But the creators of the show disappointed some fans because they limited this return to just Scorch and they didn't use him properly. What do you think happened to SEV? Is he safe? Is he alright? Would you like to see him at the beginning of the rebellion in some sort of sequel to Republic Commando? In Clone Wars, we saw this squad recovered 2 killed Jedi from the planet Devron following massacre there led by Savage Opress. Delta Squad took their bodies to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant and reported to 4 Jedi High Council members. Scorch also returned in Bad Batch Season 1, and we found out that he was one of the Clone Commandos who trained new recruits that were part of the Project Vormental. But where are other members of the Delta Squad? Where are Boss, Fixer and SEV? So from the Republic Commando we know that SEV was left on Kashyyyk and listed as missing in action. I know that the game is from Legends, but they could reference this in a TV show like Bad Batch. For example, entire Mount Tantis is from Star Wars Legends. But what about Boss and Fixer? In Legends we also know what happened to them. Boss, Fixer and Scorch found themselves stationed at the Imperial Army Training Center on Sentai 2, one of the moons of Coruscant and the location of Secrets Party cloning Cylinder Bay's second clone army that Palpatine had created. There they would continue to lament the loss of SEV, especially in the face of revelation that although Omega Squad members 18 and Core had deserted the Grand Army. They later met Darth Vader and were tasked to hunt surviving Jedi. But in canon, it's interesting that they only show us Scorch. Why him? I'm not sure. Maybe the clones of Delta Squad were separated after Order 66 and each one of them protected something valuable to the Empire. Like Scorch was on Mount Tantis, Boss and Fixer could be on similar location. Or they died during Order 66, and that makes Scorch the last member of the Delta Squad that is still alive. It's also interesting that he is still loyal to the Empire and perhaps his inhibitor chip was enhanced like with Crosshair. For me, Republic Commando is one of my favorite Star Wars games. I know it's not very long or complex, but I really like how they sell us the main characters. It was before the Clone Wars series, so clone individuality was not that present on our screens, but I think this story really started selling this idea. Interestingly enough, all 4 clones are voiced by different voice actors. Temuera Morrison, actor of Django, voices only Boss, and that could be controversial, as we know in Clone Wars Dee Bradley Baker voices all of the clones. Still, this is a unique way to do it back in the day, and they really sell us these 4 unique characters, and even they are clones, they are separate beings, and you can really like every single one of them after a short amount of time playing the game. In canon, it almost seems like they are replaced by Bad Batch, as we saw most of these characters have some sort of similarities to them. Imagine in alternate reality, we got to see Delta Squad show instead of the Bad Batch. I wonder if we'll ever find out more about them. This video takes a lot of my time, so to support me you can like, comment, subscribe or share. I'll see you next time.